Oh, hi! This time we're going to look at the song Comunhão de Bens by Ágata. Ágata is the artistic name of Maria Fernanda Pereira de Souza, arguably the most Portuguese name ever. Ágata's been around. She's been recording since 1974 to this day. She was one of the members of Cocktail and Dos. Those were two all-female groups from the 70s and 80s. But we're going all the way to 1997 with the song Comunhão de Bens from her album Escrito no Céu, written in the sky. Comunhão de Bens means joint-owned property, right? Comunhão, like communion, you have this word in English as well, and bens, which are goods, right? So there's the adjective good, which can be either male, female, singular or plural, bom, boa, bons, boas. There is the adverb well, bem, but this is the noun, good, the good. Just like in English, there is the good and the goods, so too in Portuguese there is o bem and os bens. This song is about a divorce where there is a child involved. And this is part of that melodramatic vein of what we call Pimba. Right? So Pimba can be this double entendre, raunchy style, or the melancholic style as exemplified by Ágata and other performers. And of course, though super popular, this style was the epitome of lameness. Plus, it has this late 80s synth sound. It was funny for me in Poland that Ágata was such a common name. No one would name their child Ágata because it's a weird, outdated name, but also the first association people would have is Pimba. The beginning is very kitschy because even though this is like a minor key dramatic song, it starts off with this major key like happy melody played on synth. Let's get into the song. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. And we're in the first verse. Vais-te embora, podes levar o que pertence a ti. You're leaving. You can take what belongs to you. Right? Embora. Embora, when it's on its own, it means although. So, even though I like cheese, I can't eat it. Embora goste de queijo, não posso comer. But when it's next to the verb to go, ir, it's instead something to give emphasis. So if you say just vamos, let's go, that's not as strong as vamos embora. Come on, let's go. And here she's saying it to someone. You're leaving. Vais-te embora. Te is there because it's reflexive, like in Spanish, te vas, for no particular reason. That's just how it is. Next line. Vais-te embora, podes levar o que pertence a mim. You're leaving. You can take what belongs to me. In the previous line, there was pertence a ti and pertence a mim, which is valid. I would usually say o que te pertence rather than o que pertence a ti. And I would usually say o que me pertence rather than o que pertence a mim. But these versions that Ágata is using here, they have a bit more syllables, so they're better to flesh out the melody. Perhaps it's easier for you because it's much more similar to English. Belongs to you, pertence a ti. And then, vai-te embora, leva contigo o que te apetecer. Go away. Take with you what you feel like. So now we've switched over the previous vais-te embora, which was in the second person singular of the present, you're leaving, to the imperative. Leave, vai-te embora. It's relatively easy to make the imperative. So the order version of a verb. You just take the third person singular of the present tense. In this case, we have the verb ir. So I go, eu vou. You go, tu vais. He goes, ele vai. Take out the pronoun he, and you're left with vai. Go. Or in this case, vai-te embora. Leave. Then we have the imperative of levar, to take. Right? So the third person would be he takes, ele leva. So the imperative, take it, is just leva. Take with you what you feel like. Apetecer, to feel like, to have a hankering for. There used to be this commercial for Ferrero Rocher, a chocolate. There's this fancy lady in a car and she would say to the chauffeur, Ambrósio, apetecia-me tomar algo. Right? Ambrósio, I have a hankering for something. And again, vai-te embora, mas deixa a minha razão de viver. Leave, but leave my reason to live. Okay, right? So, deixar is to leave something, right? Not to be confused with vai-te embora, which is leave as in go away, but leave with me my reason to live, my son. And again, we have deixa. The verb to leave is deixar. The third person singular is he leaves, ele deixa. So the imperative, leave it, is deixa. Easy. Pretty dramatic pre-chorus. Não me leves a coisa mais linda que nos pertence em partes iguais. Don't take the dearest thing that belongs to us in equal parts. Okay. Already here we got something tricky. We have the negative imperative. So to say don't take it, it's not just adding não before the verb. So it's not não me leva, it's não me leves. For some reason, the negative order uses the conjugation of the second person singular of the present, of the conjunctive tense. Whoops. But don't worry about that too much. And a coisa mais querida, right? So that's a thing you say in English as well. There's that song by U2, oh, the sweetest thing. Isn't that something you say? Well, oh my, ain't you the sweetest thing? You'd usually say that for pets, but I say that to my dog. Quem é que é a coisa mais linda? Who is the prettiest thing? And it's fine. Em partes iguais, in equal parts. Bit tricky. The plural of adjectives that end in L, such as equal, igual, is not iguals, it's iguais. L goes out, IS comes in. I'm sorry. And the chorus. Podes ficar com as joias, o carro e a casa, mas não fiques com ele. You can keep the jewels, the car, and the house. Are you sure about that, Agatha? But don't keep him. Ficar means several things. Either keep something that you already have, which is what the song is about. Keep the jewels. Or ficar com as joias. But it can also mean to stay at home. During COVID, stay at home was hashtag fica em casa. E até as contas do banco, a casa de campo, mas não fiques com ele. And even the accounts in the bank, that's a bit irresponsible. And the country house. So the same as English, casa de campo, house of country. Not country as in France and Portugal, that would be país, but country as in the countryside. When we want to say countryside, we say campo, the same word for field, like a football field, campo de futebol. Podes ficar com o resto e dizer que eu não presto, mas não fiques com ele. Tira-me tudo da vida e o mais que consigas, mas não fiques com ele. Pá, para, pá, 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 pá. The second verse. Vais-te embora, podes levar daqui tudo o que houver. So again, you're leaving. You can take from here everything that there is. Okay. From here. From de, here, aqui, de plus aqui contracts to daqui. Tudo o que houver, everything that there is. Now, houver is the verb haver in the conjuntivo futuro tense, which we don't need to get into right now. The most important thing is knowing that there exists a verb haver. So in English, there is no verb haver. When you want to say that something exists or does not exist, you use the construction there is and there isn't, which is a bit strange. We have a dedicated verb for that. It's called haver. Let's call it there be. Very useful and also very simple, because in the plural, you use only the same form, the third person singular. So, there is, há. There isn't, não há. There are, há. There aren't, não há. So, for example, there is a problem. There aren't students. Há problema. Não há estudantes. Moving on. Vais-te embora, eu nem partilhas vou querer fazer. You're leaving, I don't even want to do any sharing. Tricky. Nem means not even. Vou querer fazer means I will want to do. And then partilhas is a noun. It's not the verb partilhar, to share, in the second person. You share, tu partilhas. No, it's the plural of the sharing, a partilha. The sharings, as partilhas. In Portuguese, it's not weird most of the time to use plural forms of things. And then this has a weird structure, right? Because I don't even sharings will want to do, just so it fits the melody better, right? So I won't even want to do any sharing. Next, vai-te embora, leva o que tinhas e o que hoje tens. Leave. Take what you had and what you have today. Tinhas, that is the pretérito imperfeito of ter, one of the main past tenses. And then, vai-te embora, até prescindo a comunhão de bens. Leave. I even forfeit the joint-owned property. So até usually means until, but just before a verb, it means even. It's just for emphasis. I even, I don't need it. You take it. We have the verb prescindir, to forfeit, to dispense. Don't need it. And it's one of those words like to be born, nascer, tricky word because it has an S at the end of a syllable followed by a C next to an E or I. Why is that tricky? Because an S at the end of a syllable sounds like sh, and a C next to an E or I sounds like s. And technically, you should say sh followed by s, which can be tricky for a non-Portuguese speaker, but it's doable if you say it slowly. Prescindir. Prescindir. To be born. Nascer. Though most common people, and myself included, when I speak fast, just say a sh sound. Nascer, prescindir. Ágata's doing really well, huh? She's going to give up all her property, cars, jewels, houses, just so the ex-husband will not want to take full custody of the kid. Or does she want to take full custody and not let the father see? I don't know. The music video is funny. It kind of paints Ágata in a bad light and the father in not such a bad light. It's hilarious. And we got a pre-chorus different from the one before, which is cool. Mas não leves a coisa mais linda, que é dos dois, não posso negar. So almost the same as the pre-chorus that was before, but slightly different. But don't take the cutest thing, which is of both of us, I can't deny. Que é dos dois, which is of the two of us. Right? Of the plus os becomes dos, and dos dois, of the two. No need to say of us. It's already implied. Of the both of us. I can't deny. Mas fui eu quem lhe deu mais na vida, e é comigo que ele quer estar. But it was I who gave him more in life, and it's with me that he wants to be. Whoa, Agatha pulling rank. It's funny in the video, again, that's not what's portrayed. The kid runs to the father when he sees him. So it kind of paints her out to be the one who's exaggerating, but was that her choice? Or the guys who filmed the video depicted her that way without her intention? Who gave him? Quem lhe deu? Him. Lhe. Or her. Comigo. With me. One word. With you. Contigo. With us. Conosco. With y'all. Convosco. All in one word. But with him, com ele. Or with her, com ela. Two words. Same thing with the plural. Com eles, with them, men. Or com elas, with them, women. We're back to the chorus. Podes ficar com as joias, o carro e a casa, mas não fiques com ele. E até as contas do banco, a casa de campo, mas não fiques com ele. Podes ficar com o resto e dizer que eu não presto, mas não fiques com ele. Okay, this is that second part of the chorus that I didn't explain. You can keep the rest and say that I suck, but don't keep him. That's a great rhyme. Fica com o resto, dizer que eu não presto. Prestar by itself is provide, like to provide a service. Prestar serviço. But this is an idiomatic expression for like, this sucks, right? This is worthless. Não presta. It's not useful, not suitable, no good. This soup sucks. Esta sopa não presta. But if you say it to a person, that's really strong. Like, não prestas. Like, you're worthless. the drama. You can say that I'm worthless, but don't take him. Tira-me tudo na vida e o mais que consigas, mas não fiques com ele. Take from me everything in life and whatever else you can, but don't take him. Right? So ficar is take, keep, you get the idea. Consigas is again because of the word que, it's in a conjunctive tense, never mind. But the important thing is that this is the verb conseguir. In English, you got only one can, but in Portuguese, we got a nice pair of cans. We have poder, which is said before. You can keep the rest. Podes ficar com o resto. That's like you can, as in you're allowed to take it. Whereas conseguir is to be able to, right? So whatever else you're able to take from me, just take it, right? Let me give you a better example. Imagine there is a door that says staff only. So you cannot go inside. Não podes entrar. But physically you are able to go inside. Consegues entrar. So then we got our kitschy melody, and then the song changes keys and just has the chorus until the end of the song. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. Podes ficar com as joias, o carro e a casa, mas não fiques com ele. E até as contas do banco e a casa de campo, mas não fiques com ele. Podes ficar com o resto e dizer que eu não presto, mas não fiques com ele. Tira-me tudo da vida e o mais que consigas, mas não fiques com ele. Podes ficar com as joias, o carro e a casa, mas não fiques com ele. E até as contas do banco, a casa de campo, mas não fiques com ele. Podes ficar com o resto e dizer que eu não presto, mas não fiques com ele. Tira-me tudo da vida e o mais que consigas, mas não fiques com ele. Surprise major chord ending. One last thing. The way that she says ele, so he is ill. The word he gives a lot of problems for learners. People expect that it's pronounced ele. No, it's pronounced ill. But the word she is ela. Once again, he, ill, she, ela. Right? So ill almost sounds like one syllable. But because the melody really stretches out that last E, it sounds really kitschy. Não fiques com ele. Maybe it's only funny for us Portuguese. I don't know. So that is Comunhão de Bens by Ágata. For sure it's on Spotify. Check that video on YouTube. It's very early 90s, late 80s. Portuguese synth pimba kitsch, and the shots, and Agatha plays the lady in the video. It's funny. It's funny. So I'll see you here next time for the next song. Bye-bye.